Hey guys, it's Angie, also known as The Light. Welcome to my channel. Like, subscribe, and if you'd like to make a donation, my PayPal information will always be in my description box or my comment section. Um, Thank you to those who have donated already. When you make a donation, that donation goes to me to upkeep my channel, to keep me motivated to keep going, to continue this channel. And I want to say thank you to those who have donated already. When you donate to me through my PayPal, I will email you and I will ask you, do you have any questions concerning narcissism, or you can tell me something that you're going through now or have gone through in the past, and I will do a video response for you. So no donation is too small or too large, but every donation will come with a video. Okay, that's how I work it out on this channel. um I'm building a business, so this is why I ask for donations. I need to set the tone because I don't want no surprises when I become a life coach in the near future, and I'm building my clientele. So this is what I choose to do. Yes, there are other channels that don't ask for donations. I will continue to still post, and you're watching for free, of course, but I will continue to ask for donations. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I have been dreading doing this video because it's such a touchy topic, and I did another video in the past about narcissism and sex. Hold on, I'm like super hot. I need my fan. And that video had got a lot of views, and people are just interested in sex in general. Um, but I feel like, you know what, I need to just stop avoiding it and just talk about it, because we've all been through things and you're curious, and sometimes you just want to hear someone talking about narcissism and sex, and so that maybe you know that you're not going crazy, and or you have somebody to who you can relate to when you dealt with narcissists and sex. Okay, this video may be randomly talking about different things when it comes to narcissists and sex. First off, I normally attract somatic narcissists, which is narcissists who use their looks, who use their body to gain their victims. I know that there are some narcissists out there who don't use sex, they use their cerebral narcissists. I think, they break it down to somatic and cerebral, but a lot of narcissists, they're all different. To me, they're all different. And I've had different experiences with the narcissists. I've had some narcissists use their body and their mind to to capture me. So it really depends. I feel, sometimes their capture with you is sometimes, to me, custom made, in a sense, like, okay, this girl, this guy likes smart people, so I'm gonna pretend to be smart. Or, this person, they seem to be weak sexually, so they give you their body, you know what I'm saying? So I really feel um the narcissists that I attracted in the past, they moved very fast sexually, very fast. They was trying to have sex with me, like, if I met them online, like the first meeting, the first time of me meeting them, they was trying to have sex with me. If I met them at a bar or through a friend, or just on the street somewhere, or in person, within like that first date, um the first 2 weeks of knowing the person, they move very fast. So if you're somebody who moves very fast sexually, you could have, gotten caught up with a narc because you didn't take your time to kind of get to know that person. Like, I'm not judging you, but I'm just saying, now, because I've dealt with narcissists, I don't jump in the bedroom with somebody immediately. I need time to see. I need time to kind of investigate that person. There's no way in hell you're going to see someone's character within a few days or a few weeks. Sometimes um you won't see something about a person for 30 days, 3 months, 6 months. I'm going to keep it real with you. When it came to a narc, I'm going to say the first red flag I saw was within the first 2 weeks. Within the first 2 weeks to 30 days, when I thought back to my experiences with them, I noticed red flags between 2 weeks and 4 weeks. Okay, so some of these narcs are very messy, very, very messy, and it's just that when you're a genuine person, you're not really looking for somebody to be bamboozling you. You're not really looking to be getting played. You're really thinking, dang, I really met somebody who I'm connecting with. This is awesome. And you're not thinking this person's a narcissist if you know what narcissism is. Okay, so all right. I don't think I'm not sure if I ever went into detail about this on my channel before, but okay, so my first experience dealing with narcissists in molestation was with my narc stepfather. So I'm a person that when a lot of times when I went through a lot of childhood trauma, I repressed it. I think that's what the word is, yeah. It's like when your brain pretty much pushes it into the subconscious. It's not gone, it's there, but you just repressed it. Okay, so it's almost as if your brain has completely just stored the information into a file cabinet. And consciously, when you're speaking to people, you're like, I don't remember that. I don't know what you're talking about. One example, for my 12th birthday, I was told that my biological father showed up to my birthday party drunk, gave me balloons and $100, and I crumbled up the $100 and threw it at him. I don't remember that. I was told that by my mom years ago and my best friend at the time. I really didn't remember that. So there's a lot of things that kind of scares me. I'm wondering now if I didn't remember what happened at my 12th birthday party. There's other things that happened to me most likely that will probably come up later on in life, or won't. And just because you don't remember something does not mean that it's not impacting you mentally, emotionally. Okay, it still happened to you. Your mind, your body, your spirit has memory. Even if you are not conscious of it, your body is conscious of the dealings and the emotions of the trauma. Okay, so when I was keep in mind, I did not remember being molested by my stepfather until it did not come to me until sometime in my 20s. Okay, but at this time, my mother was already deceased. So my mom died when I was 23. I am 34 now, and I remember reading a book. I love like self-help books, stuff like that. So I remember reading a book, and in the book it said to do an exercise to kind of remember like old memories, to refresh them, was to like lay on your bed and look up to your ceiling and just focus on just one particular spot. And don't close your eyes, but just kind of like, stare at the ceiling and just start trying to remember as much as you can. So I began to get flashes of my narcissistic stepfather like touching me when I was a child. And I was like, what the hell is that? I like pushed it away. I was just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I'm a pervert. What the hell is wrong with me? Why would I be thinking about that? And then I started having dreams about it, guys. And one thing I always feel like, I have very vivid dreams. I feel like God speaks to me through my dreams. Everyone has different spiritual gifts, and one of my gifts is dreams, meaning there's been times that I have dreamt something and it actually came to pass in real life, or I've dreamt something and told someone to warn them and it actually helped them. So for a long time, as far as I can remember, I've always had very vivid, detailed dreams as a child. So I started to remember, I started to dream about what happened to me. And they also say if you go like into a room that something happened in, or walk past a building that something happened in, it can refresh your memory. So I decided to walk. Who would think of this, right? But I really wanted to heal, so this is what I did. And I still live in the neighborhood that I grew up in. So I decided to walk to the house where I felt that this molestation happened to me. And when I got to the house, I stood in front of the house and I began to remember. And long story short, what happened was I was probably about 5 or 6 years old, and my stepsister and I shared a bedroom, and I used to sleep on the top bunk, and she would sleep on the bottom bunk, and we shared a bedroom, and from what I can remember, he would come into the bedroom. I guess my mom would probably tell him, oh, go check on the girls and make sure that they're sleeping. You know how like your parents are supposed to tuck you in at night? Okay, so he would come in there, and obviously he thought I was asleep. So back then as a child, I was wear like a nightgown, and I would wear like panties, underwear underneath my nightgown. I didn't sleep without underwear. And I remember waking up to him rubbing on my vagina. And even when I was little, my mom always told me, when people touch your privates, tell me. I don't care who it is. Don't ever let anyone touch your privates. Like, my mom was very, very adamant about that. I think my mother was molested when she was a child. So she always talked to me very, very young. I remember, not that I remember what age she told me, but I remember, if I remember at 5 or 6 that my mommy said, this is wrong, I remember feeling scared. But I didn't know who it was. I did not know who was touching me because the lights were out. It was so dark. And I remember like pretending. I kept my eyes closed. I kept my eyes closed. And I remember, like, you know how you like squiggling when you're a kid, you squiggle. So I remember squiggling so that the person would think that I'm waking up. And obviously it worked. And I said to myself, when they like stop touching me, I'm gonna like roll over so I'll be able to catch to see who it was. And that's what I did. And I remember he was trying to walk out the room really fast, and I rolled over just in time to see that it was my stepfather. I don't know how long he was doing this to me, but I know that I was about 5 or 6 years old. I don't know how long or when he started, when he stopped. I don't have any recollection of him doing it when I was awake. Who knows what has happened to me? I really couldn't tell you, but that is what I remembered. Then I also remembered that when I was about 8, I tried to tell my mom. And For a long time, I think I tried to convince myself that it was just a dream. But then I realized that it wasn't a dream, that it was real. So I don't know, maybe he continued, but I don't have any recollection of it still. And I remember I was 8 years old. I remember I was 8 years old. I still remember the house that we were living in. We had moved into a nicer house. So I was about eight or nine at this time when my mother and I were walking in the house, and we had just like gone grocery shopping or something. And I was just like, "Mommy," and she said, "Yeah." She was putting in the key to go up the stairs to the house. And I said, "Mommy, did something ever happen to you and you're not sure if it's real or if it's a dream?" And I just remember her turning to me, and I might cry, but I remember like her grabbing me, and she was just like, "Oh my God, Angie, please tell me what happened to you, what happened to you, what happened to you." And if you can imagine, if you were a child, it scared the crap out of it. It scared the shit out of me. It really did. And I never told her. I never ever got a chance to. I was like, "Nothing, Mommy, nothing, Mommy. It was just a dream. It was just a dream." And I remember that look of fear in her eyes. I don't know if it was she knew but didn't want to believe it, because who wants to believe that their husband that they've been married to for 12 years is molesting their child? I will never know, because I never got a chance to talk to my mother in my adult years about it. But I know that 2 years after that is when my mother filed for divorce. They were officially divorced when I was 12. So it took my mother 2 years to leave this man. So when, she decided to divorce him, I was very, very, very happy about that. And even in my adult, my teen years or my adult years, I was just like, no, maybe it never happened, because I desperately wanted to be, I wanted a father. I didn't have my biological father in my life, and I desperately wanted a father. So even knowing that my stepfather molested me, I still continued a relationship with him, as many people do. I'm sure some of you have been molested by your biological parents and you still talk to them, or did speak to them. Some of you were molested by your own siblings and uncles and aunts and all kind of stuff, have been through worse than me, and because of this, I didn't trust him because he was a narcissist, of course, but yeah, it also made me not trust men. And I just don't like, as I was growing up, I was just like, I don't want to get married. Like, I did not desire marriage until I was like 26, 27 years old, because I saw what he did to me. I saw what he, did to my mom and things like that. So yes, I was molested by my narcissistic stepfather, and I'm just so afraid. Like, I want to tell you, like, don't play these games with these narcissists, because this could be happening to your children. And just because that is their biological child does not mean that they're not going to touch or screw their own children. Narcs they have a perversion spirit, okay? So there's no limit. They will sleep with your mother. They will sleep with your sister. They will sleep with your father, your brother. They will sleep with their stepchild. They do not care. Nobody is off limits. If they want a supply, whether it's sex, whether it's money, they're willing to do anything and everything. So yes, they will sleep with someone or molest somebody, no matter how taboo it may be. I don't even know, did my narcissistic stepfather touch, my stepsister? I don't know. His own daughter. I have no idea. I never discussed this with her. She seems to be so, chummy with him, so happy to be in his life still. She's probably repressed so much that he has did just to have something, because she doesn't have a mother as well. Her mom died when she was 7. Um, so that's why I beg you, stop playing these narcissistic games and get out. I don't even care. You always have a choice in life, and it may not be the choice that you want. Yes, there may be a choice where you leave the narcissist and you're going to be living in a shelter, but it is better to live in a shelter. It is better to live on a couch or on a floor. It is better sometimes to sleep on the train or under a bridge than to live with a narcissist, and there are so many different places that do help, you know, people who have no money and things like that, because I know that's the biggest reason why a lot of people stay, is because of image and because of money. But there's so many different programs out there that can help you if you feel like you can't leave the narcissist because of money and things like that. Okay, when my mother left the narcissistic husband, we slept in my brother's basement. My brother didn't even let us sleep in his apartment. We slept in his cold basement with multiple blankets. Okay, my mother ran. I don't know what made her finally leave, but that is what we had to do. And she really never built up her credit. Like, he completely drained her financially. She never really fully recovered from that narcissistic marriage, and this is why you got to get the hell away from these people and rebuild your life. I found out that I'm not sure. I don't want to say that this is precise of what happened, but I found out that my narcissistic stepfather molested one of his brothers. I do not know if that is true, but I wouldn't put it past him, because if you can molest your own stepdaughter, then why would I not think that you will molest your own sibling? Okay, so a lot of these narcissists are bisexual, and I know you don't want to hear that, but they are, and they see people as an extension of themselves. Okay, so it's like, you are me, I am you. So if the narcissist is screwing their brother or their sister or their mother or father, they're not looking at it in that way. It's just like, you're my property, you're me, I'm screwing myself. You get it? It's that twisted and deranged. It's almost like they're masturbating in a sense. It's nothing to them, and they can go to sleep at night, like it's nothing. I remember my narcissistic grandmother, she had this cousin who they were very, very close, awkwardly close. And I'm not really sure about this woman, this cousin of hers, but I remember being little and her watching lesbian porn in front of me. So I would be sitting between her legs, like a pillow, when you do like a little girl's hair. So I'm on the floor, sitting between her legs. She would be braiding my hair, and she would be watching lesbian porn in front of me. I believe that she is also a narcissist, and this is what these narcissists are freaking sick. Okay, so the first time I saw porn, I'm probably like 4 or 5 years old. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was just like, I remember it. I don't remember how I felt, but most likely I probably was a kid going like, why are these two women kissing? Because I didn't know that. I grew up in seeing a mother and a father. I didn't grow up seeing women and women, men and men. And I didn't have any desires, for a woman, a girl. I didn't have desires for a girl when I was a little girl. So I remember seeing that, and this is why, again, your children are not safe around these narcissists. Your children could be at grandma's house watching porn. Okay, this is why it's not good to play these narcissistic games, as I keep saying. Um, and this narcissistic grandmother, I mean, she was just nasty. I can imagine. I don't know what she did. I don't know what she did to, like, my aunt, um, who was her golden child, or even my father or my uncle. I don't know if there was ever any inappropriate touching or anything like that. But I could tell the most embarrassing stories. I remember one day I was masturbating, I'm keeping it real with you, and she opened up my bedroom door, okay? And it was one of those moments, I don't know, like, if you feel a presence but you're not sure, like you could feel someone walk in the room but you're really not that sure. So it was like I was laying in my bed and my eyes were closed and I was doing what I was doing, and in my mind something was like, Angie, something came in the room, but I was still in the moment, you get it? And I still felt the presence, but I kept doing what I was doing. But then something said, open your eyes. And I opened my eyes, and at this time, I'm like, I looked to my right. Yes. I looked to my right, and she was just standing at the door, staring at me. And I was just like, what? I stopped masturbating. I had like a cover over my hand and my body up to like here. And I said, what do you want? And she was just like, um, oh, I have mail for you. And she put her hand out for me to grab the mail. I didn't grab the mail. Y'all already know why I didn't grab the mail. I didn't grab the mail, and I said, put it on my dresser. And she said, oh, okay, I just came, to give mail. Now think about it. She saw and she watched. She stood there and watched. If I walked in a room and saw one of my relatives masturbating, I would have been like, oops, and never would have told them. I would have left. She stood there and watched, guys, and this is how disgusting. Like, if she was just gonna leave the mail, she would have opened up the door and just left the mail and walked out, because my eyes were closed. I looked as if I was sleeping, but she must have saw my hand movement or something and decided to stay there and watch her own granddaughter masturbate, which is freaking disgusting. Freaking disgusting. If I was a mother or grandmother and I walked in on my child, I'm gonna leave them alone. I may talk to them later like, listen, you need to lock your door. But to me, that is just disgusting, and this is how gross these narcissists, they're perverted. I've had gay narcissists, males, try to sleep with me. I've had supposedly straight narcissistic females try to sleep with me, try to be seductive and take off their clothes in front of me and call me their wife and touch my breast and touch my butt and try to kiss me and all this disgusting stuff. And it's just like, you really trust a narcissist? You still feel comfortable sleeping with this narcissist? Don't. If a narc has to sleep with someone to keep that supply, they will. This brace drives me crazy. They will secure that, okay? When I think about it, majority of the narcs that I have slept with did not pull out a condom. Did not. When I think about it, maybe one of them pulled out a condom. Think about that, okay? Narcs, if they're sleeping with 5 women or 5 men, or 5 men and 5 women, they are probably raw dogging all these people. So if you're married to a narc, you're never just the one, and they are sleeping with other people, and chances are you can get something. I know narcs who had STDs. I know narcs who, I had a narc tell me, like, oh my goodness, I slept with somebody who has AIDS. I found out that I was sleeping with somebody who has AIDS. Why weren't you using protection? Because they were cute. And thank God they didn't get AIDS. And this was a bisexual narc. They will do anything to secure that. So you can't trust them when it comes to sex. I understand that some of them have amazing sex, but you cannot trust them. That's okay. This is a dark spirit. So the quickest way to lock you in is to get you through sex. Of course, with their charming ways, with their money, whatever they're doing, but to get in your soul, to get in your spirit, this is why they molest you. This is why they have sex with you, is to break your spirit and to enter your spirit quickly. So yes, narcs can be very bisexual. They're willing to do anything and everything to lock in that supply. Yes, narcs will molest you, will molest their relatives, their own children. They will do anything to feel that power. They will rape to feel that power. It's about that control. And this is why sex and narcissists is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous, and it's used. And it's also, sometimes sex is also withheld to control you. Yes, there's some narcs out there who, if they're not having a lot of sex, they'll use the sex, not having sex with you, to control you. Okay, I had a covert narc who was like that, and he withheld sex for months while we were dating to control me. But then again, he could have been having sex with somebody else, so it's very, very possible. But most narcs, also a narc will not have sex with you and then tell you, well, yeah, I had sex last night with this girl, with this guy, and it was so great. I made them come 100 times. And you're sitting there going like, well, why haven't they had sex with me yet? This is what they'll do. Because that breaks people's confidence, and it actually works. Alright, I don't want to make this video too long. It's over 30 minutes. I will continue to do more videos. If you'd like to make a donation to my channel, my PayPal information will be in the description box. Peace and blessings. Hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to you soon.